New data gives a clearer picture of children who suffered some of the most serious abuse and neglect in our state. Many were known to the Department of Children and Families. NBC Connecticut Investigates analyzed DCF data on almost 80 fatalities and life-threatening incidents. Chief Investigator Len Bestoff explains the cases are complicated. Len.
Since January last year, DCF has investigated 28 cases in which the department found its prior case history with the family relevant. These children were anywhere from a few weeks old to nearly 18 and aging out of the system. The report shows similar patterns in some of the state's most serious child welfare cases. Data from the Department of Children and Families shows 6 of those deaths were by homicide or suicide. The case with the most extensive history was in October 2025. A 16-year-old died of an accidental oxycodone overdose. DCF's data shows it accepted 62 reports involving his family, 17 substantiated. DCF noted parental substance abuse and mental health services were provided. In the case of a 15-year-old suicide this past April, DCF received 23 prior reports and substantiated 2 of them. Notes indicate the family had previously experienced homelessness. There were also allegations of educational neglect, poor supervision, and physical abuse. These details line up with a case that prompted a scathing letter from the state's child advocate, who said the teen's suicide happened within hours of speaking with a DCF caseworker. We spoke with the child advocate the same day she sent that letter.
And our concern is that there was information available to the department. There was a long history. This was a family that had moved in and out of the state. They did not have stable housing. And most importantly, the child expressed that the child did not feel safe and asked to come into foster care. And a decision was made to leave that child with her parent.
DCF notes the family was provided housing assistance and mental health services before the teen's death. Although the report does not name the victims, details in another case match one whose death prompted the public and lawmakers to question DCF oversight. Jacqueline Mimi Torres-Garcia's body was found last October in New Britain behind an abandoned building. An autopsy revealed she died of prolonged starvation and abuse. The DCF report says the cause of death was familial homicide and shows 6 prior reports with DCF, 3 substantiated. Mimi's mother, aunt, and her mother's ex-boyfriend are facing charges in connection with her death. The records we reviewed do not indicate whether families completed the recommended services. They also do not explain why DCF made specific decisions in each case.
Immediately after a child fatality in our department or a near fatality on a family that we are currently involved with or have had a history with, within 1 or at most 2 days, are conducting an internal call called the Critical Incident Case Conference to bring the people together who were working the case or had knowledge to understand what did we know, what did we not, what were our actions.
The department has told us cases like these are in the minority.
Contrary to public opinion, a high majority of child fatalities that we receive are not a result of child maltreatment. The perception is certainly the opposite.
This report includes information through this May. We also received data that shows workers are handling caseloads well above the recommended amount. DCF says that is due to staffing shortages and high turnover. Together, the data sets raise questions about the pressures on the state's child welfare system. Len Bestoff, NBC Connecticut Investigates, back to you.